last watch I reviewed on this channel was also from the makers TOMI, under the styling of face gear. This is also a new one from TOMI. The packaging is quite similar, but the watch is different. This is the TOMI T-301. So let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all and welcome back to another BBW review. So today we have the TOMI T-301, and as you can see from the last review I did, the packaging is absolutely top notch, as was the face gear. So looking into the packaging, we have a nice hard cardboard package here, which is magnetic release, and inside you see the watch itself, supplied with a free battery, a ring, which is sizable there. I'm not sure why you do get a ring, but it's quite common in Chinese brands to give you a lucky charm bracelet. With this you get a ring. And in addition to that, you get a pin. Quite nice if you're into that kind of thing. I'm not. And lastly, you get quite a nice sizing tool supplied with the rest of it. But what we're here today for is to have a look at this thing. Look at the bling on that. So let's have a look at this watch. Now this watch is currently available in 3 different colorways. You have a silver with a dark blue face, silver with a black face, but this one is, as you can see, in all gold. Now I'm based in a country where, actually Thailand, where I'm not sure if it's a cultural thinking, but people tell you that men who wear all gold watches are generally old men. So a gold watch is an old man kind of thing. I'm not sure about that, but this is actually the first all gold watch. Well, actually it's not. I do own another gold watch, which I never wear, but this is the one that I would consider wearing quite often. I do like it. So this is the first all gold watch that I would consider being part of my general collection, the TOMI T-301. So going into the basic specs of this thing, you have first of all, the most important thing is the price. With that quite elegant packaging there, and quite substantial freebies inside, this costs just 12 US, shipped and packaged as usual from Shenzhen in China, for $12. And like the last TOMI I reviewed, I think it's a real bargain. It's 112 grams supplied on the stainless steel bracelet. The dimensions are, you have a 41mm diameter across the face there, and more importantly, the most important measurement I think, is the lug to lug, which is 50mm here. So quite long enough for me, nothing longer. But 41. Generally I prefer nothing bigger than 40 across the diameter, but this does look okay, not too big on my 6.5 inch wrist. The width on the bracelet, as you can see, it is an integrated bracelet, and one which I think copies almost from the Vacheron Constantin kind of bracelet with this shape here. I'll go into the bracelet in a minute, but it's 26mm across there and tapers down to a 21mm. The other measurements are, it's 11mm from the base to the flat mineral crystal on top there, with a 5mm crown. So the proportions are quite good. Now considering this is 26mm, I actually think 41 is actually appropriate. If it was too small, it wouldn't look good. But the material, as usual on this kind of watch, is going to be an alloy-based material, alloy-based metal, which is chrome-plated there. The plating is quite nice. It's there's no shadowing or pitting there. It's a bit blingy, but you are getting a gold watch. The case itself is quite nice. As you can see, the lugs, they do drop straight down vertically, so there's not going to be too much overhang there. The case is kind of contoured there, as you can see, but the bezel is, I'm not sure what arrangement this is. Let's focus that a bit better. As you can see, how many edges are there? There's one, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 edges. I'm not sure what shape you'd call that in geometry, but it is a nice bezel. Again, look at the bling on that. Within that bezel, the bezel edge actually has this faux vertical brushing on it, which is quite nice. The rest of the case is polished, as you can see. Quite shiny. The face itself, you have a really nice sunburst dial there. It's a really nice gold reflection there. It's kind of a dull gold, which I think goes well with the bling here. The indices are applied very neatly, very well. The name TOMI or TOMI just below the 12 with no other writing, so it's a nice clean appearance. And around the outside you have minute markers that are printed. The hands themselves, you have standard fence post or stick hands, which are loomed, and $12, you're going to get $12 loom, which is almost nothing. The second hand itself, TOMI has their T-shaped second hand. I'm not sure if you can see that clearly, where the end of the second hand is in a T shape. That's their branding. And the only other features are you have a small date window, which is very legible. Again, I don't like date windows. I prefer it to look much cleaner without a date, but it does work pretty well. So on the first release of the crown, and it's quite responsive, the first click, and you can hear it working away, is going to be changing the date, if you can hear. That works fine. The second release is moving the hands. The hands, there's not much resistance. It could be much better, but let's have a look at the minute hand jump. Now generally, if you get floppy hands, and these are quite floppy, you're going to get a minute hand jump. Let's have a look. So positioning the minute hand over the 12, and I'll do this 3 times. So first, finger and thumb, no jump. Next, the thumb, 1, 2, 3, no jump. And lastly, the forefinger. Let's get it centered there. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, no jump at all. So really good movement there. Obviously, for $12, you're going to get a basic Chinese movement within that. But as I've mentioned before, I've never had a problem with these movements. They do keep generally good time. For $12, you're going to get exactly what you expect. Does the second hand meet the minute markers? It does. I haven't tracked it all the way around, but generally the second hand, they do meet the minute markers on one side, and they tend to veer off on the other side. But this is looking okay at the moment. Actually, very good. I'll see what happens when we get around to this side in a minute. No other thing to mention about this. While that's ticking around, let's see that second hand. Is that getting, yeah, a little bit of variance there, but pretty good. So let's have a look at the back of this watch. peel that off if I can. 1 second. So the back, it's going to be a pull-off, push-down release for that cover. You have a coin edging here. That's just for the style. It's not screw release. It is a pull-off and push-down cover. 30 meters water resistance, I should say, you're going to get with this, which is standard. You have the TOMI logo, T, etched onto the top. Below that, the name TOMI, and the designation, which is a T-301. Let me just kind of focus that a bit better. And I've actually made that worse. Let's 1 second. Okay. So the other details are water resistant, again 13 meters, pretty standard. Made in China, stainless steel back cover, and that's it. Onto the bracelet. So it is integrated, and again it does copy that Vacheron Constantin design there. They're all individual links, meaning that and that is one link there, and the this part is actually joined. So the link is going to be this, this, and this is going to be one link. They're push pin releases. I've removed 4 links to fit my 6.5 inch wrist. And one thing they've done here, which I've noticed, is they put the numbering of the bracelets, the links. So if you remove them, you know which order to put them in. You have a 3, a 2, and a 1, which is nice. But I'm not sure why, when you're resizing the bracelet, you would not need to release or remove the top ones. You're releasing or removing the links closest to the clasp here, which I've done. I've removed 2 from each side. It's a standard butterfly clasp, which I do like. There you go. Now the links are quite big, so you may not get the perfect size you want. I generally do. I've never had a problem with butterfly clasps. I generally get a nice fit. So let's have a look at this thing on the wrist. So there she blows. Now one thing I've noticed is, because of the bling on this watch, it's given my camera quite a difficult job to focus and pick up on and try to reduce that glare. But in the real, once it's on your wrist, it does actually look good. It's not so good under the light on this video. Quick wrist roll. Now, as you can see from the profile, I haven't got it as snug as I would like it, but it does fit well. There's no overhang really, but you can see there's a gap. I always get this gap under the left side more so than the right side of the watch. But I'm happy with that. And there it is. Now, on my last review of the TOMI face gear, I promised myself that I'd get another different colorway under that face gear range. But when I saw this, I couldn't resist, mainly because I wanted an all gold watch, just to annoy people where I live. And this is quite a nice styling. I do like that bezel. It does give a nice shine and reflection to that bling even more. Generally, for what you get for $12 US, including that quite impressive packaging and those freebies, I have no room for complaints here, not at all. I would fully recommend not just this watch, but if you have a look at the TOMI range, you might be quite impressed with not just the price and what they offer, but the quite a large range of original designs that they come out with. this one included, even though the bracelet is kind of copied from a much better and more famous maker. So, thanks for watching. There it is, the TOMI T-301, a watch that I do highly recommend, and one that I can see myself wearing quite often until people start telling me I'm an old man. There you go. Thanks for watching again, and I hope to see you again with another watch on the green chair. Until then, as always, take it easy.